All right, now very few people have heard of the LGBT community, the Let's Get This Brass community, but there's actually a group of people out there that's probably even more marginalized. Probably even more marginalized than the LGBT community, and that is the LGBTQ plus community. The let's make a spear out of a wrench today. It's them! Community. So guys, please come and join me on this fine day celebrating human rights. LGBTQ plus, guys. Let's make a spear. All right, just a couple of quick things I gotta do before I get to the heating and the hammering. Obviously, I don't have a real anvil here. It's just a good old railroad tie. So I don't really have a place to put any sort of cutting tools, so I gotta do all my cutting beforehand. So I'm gonna use an angle grinder, cut this sprocket thing in half, and then I'm gonna cut the wrench short. You'll see why I'm doing this stuff later. Alright, so with the first heat, you're really going to want to heat it up a lot longer than you think you'll have to. You'll see the outside being all orange or yellow and you'll think that's enough, but you actually want to leave it for longer so that it can actually heat all the way through. Kind of like cooking chicken, for example. The outside can look absolutely perfect and then it's completely raw on the inside if you cook it too quickly. So you saw the spot on the wrench that I was heating up. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I've never done this before, but my plan is to kind of smack the connection point between the sprocket and the handle, and that should hopefully cause the ring to open up. So we'll see if that works. Hey, it's kind of working. That's working super good. And I always seem to get a lot of people telling me that I'm working the steel way too cold. So yes, I'm gonna put some extra emphasis this time on keeping it at a nice glow whenever I'm hitting it. All right, it's starting to rain. I would keep going, but you know, my camera and everything. So either we'll continue this tomorrow or I'm gonna see what I can do with this shape that I have so far. It's my first time trying this, obviously. If I had another one of these, I think I would not put so much emphasis on trying to flatten out these parts right here. I might actually leave those little bumps, and I might actually also leave the width of those things. As long as I can flatten down this part so I can fit it into the shaft of the spear, that should be fine. It just sucks that I don't have another one of these things. Man, if only I had one of those. Oh yeah, I didn't even know I had it in my hand. For those of you guys wondering, it's only 6 p.m. I'm not out here forging in the middle of the night. I really like forging in the dark though. You can see the color change in the steel a lot better. A lot of you guys will be saying that I'm working the steel way too cold, when in reality it just looks a lot hotter in person. Unlike me. times like this that you start thinking to yourself, a power hammer sure would be nice. I don't really feel like that's me though. Same with like a CNC machine. There's just certain tools that if I were to use them, I just wouldn't really feel like I was making things anymore. This is hard work, but you know, I feel like it's worth it. All right, and I'll put a little point on this just so you guys can conceptualize this a little better. I understand this isn't much to go on, but you know, it's what I can do for the week. Wow, that sucks. Looks like a 5-year-old cut that. Well, I'll obviously fix that when I'm actually doing the shaping, but... Yeah, I should probably buff these up for the thumbnail a little bit. I'm just gonna use a little Scotch-Brite wheel. You know what? That is probably the perfect amount of buff, which is what I aspire to. Buff enough to catch your eye, but not buff enough to set some unrealistic expectations. Alright guys, super short video this week, sorry about that, but I am actually planning on a double upload this week, so definitely no shortage of videos, but I actually like both of these, each for their own particular reasons, so I think I'm gonna forge ahead and go ahead and just like make both of these, and let me know in the comments which one you guys like better. Not that it really matters because I'm making both of them, but I think these things are gonna be crazy effective. Like you can see that even though I thinned out the metal, it's still probably about 1/4 inch of steel. You'll remember the throwing spears that I made before a long time ago. This is pretty old, obviously it's all dirty. I actually only hardened the tip of it, and the steel is probably a little over 1/8 of an inch thick. So if you just kind of landed your shot a little wrong, the spear actually bends. They're not super tough. It's really easy to bend back, but I think ideally you just wouldn't have to do that. I highly doubt you're gonna have an issue with 1/4 inch of steel bending though. But yeah, that's about it. Look forward to the next couple of videos. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it a lot. That's all I got for today. Bye.